Tie your kangaroos down, sports fans. Yeah, let's go for it! Throw another shrimp in a Barbie, girls, because here I come!
Here we go again!
Yes, Bernard and Bianca, stars of The Rescuers, return in The Rescuers Down Under, making new friends and a few new enemies, too, while trying to rescue a kidnapped boy and a magnificent eagle from the clutches of a cruel poacher.
A clinch. That bird's gonna make me rich.
The Rescuers Down Under is a rarity in Disney history, a full-length sequel to an animated feature. In the original Rescuers, Bernard and Bianca faced their foes in the dark waters of Devil's Bayou. In The Rescuers Down Under, our tiny heroes encounter trouble on a more epic scale.
We knew that Bernard and Bianca would come back in this movie because it's a film about them. There are a lot of scenes in this film that I'm very excited about, mostly because I like watching the characters in the environments.
I consider this film an epic action-adventure film. It's going to have epic shots like you've never seen before, scope, size, scale, just gigantic vistas and beautiful multi-level effects like Bambi had at the opening shot. That's going to be like a throwaway shot for us. We're going to have so much dimension to our world in the outback. No matter what we're doing, we're approaching this film visually. We're trying to make every shot something you're going to look at and just hit you over the head with, wow, that's an impressive shot. That's an incredible visual.
The Rescuers Down Under began a feature animation tradition, the research trip. To capture the look and feel of Australia, the filmmakers embarked on a 2-week exploration down under.
We had to go and take pictures or do sketches. It kind of felt like going to Mars or to another world.
You want to make things real so that people identify with it, but yet you still want to have an element of fantasy to it, because that's the magic. That's the one thing that animation can bring to a film, is that it can take you just a little beyond what reality is.
The latest advances in computer-aided animation helped the Disney artists create this animated reality and provided a majestic Australian setting for their tiny performers.
Next stop, Mugwump Flats.
And we felt the size of an ant in this huge, huge world. So we tried to get that kind of feeling in animation where the characters are just lost sometimes in this vast environment. So we're trying to do that and give you a feeling of how big Australia really is, especially to a mouse.
Oh my gosh.
As they do in all the new animated features, the Disney team created a whole new cast of supporting actors with their own unique and distinct personalities. These personalities are created by gifted artists and animators who don't just draw their characters. They follow a long-standing Disney tradition of performing their characters.
I have a tape of the voice of the actor, and so I listened to it over and over again. And I actually kind of acted out in the mirror, you know, playing his voice or thinking about his voice, so I can get a feeling for how I'm going to put it on paper.
Mice don't really get up on their hind feet and walk around, you know, so how do you make it still look like a mouse and yet be a character, you know? It's really difficult. You're walking a fine line between the two worlds, you know. You want to make him believable, but you also want to make him believable as a character with a personality, you know, with facial expressions and gestures in the hands.
The leading mouse of the Rescuers Down Under's animal cast is the timid Bernard.
Suicide Trail? Good choice.
One of Disney's most unlikely heroes.
Bernard is so endearing and so heroic in this film. He's the underdog. He's really our little link with the audience in this story. Bianca is the leader of the little duo, you know, the rescue team, but Bernard's the one you link with because you know that he's been trying to propose to Bianca and he keeps getting put off for some reason or other, so you're rooting for him.
Miss Bianca, I would be most honored if
I love that tension between those characters. We're going to see Bernard and Bianca in a whole new way from the original Rescuers. And if you look closely, you'll see she has perfectly blended rouge on her cheeks, blended eyeshadow. These are all character details that we're now able to put into the film. In fact, when you look at the restaurant scene, Miss Bianca, beautifully radiant, is in fact reflecting the candlelight off the table. The diffused snow is falling in the background, and she fits perfectly into her environment. What really makes this movie happen are brilliant, wonderful characters that an audience